Hi, I'm Sasha Summers, and I'm here for Romance Story Author Time, and I'm going to read to you from JACE. So we're going to get started. JACE sat in the last row of the chartered airplane, his lucky baseball cap pulled down low and his leather jacket folded up behind his head for a makeshift pillow. He was worn out. Being in the King house, surrounded by all the things he never knew a person needed, made him uneasy. The shower operated with a remote control. He'd taken a picture and sent it to his sister Heather, who'd instantly sent him a string of rapid-fire texts demanding pictures of everything. He texted, "Why are you awake? It's almost 1 a.m. "College student, cramming, send pics. I'm freaking out here," she'd fired back. He'd smiled, yawned, and texted, "Pics tomorrow. Get some sleep. Love you." "You better. Break a leg tomorrow night, big brother. Wish I could be there to cheer you on. I love you." Her text had ended with a string of kiss and kissy face emojis. Heather was a big emoji fan. The remote hadn't just turned on and off the shower. Hell no, that would have been too easy. It turned on the in-floor heating, a variety of nature sounds, mood lighting, and a whole slew of different water pulses. He'd given up, stood on hot tiles, the sound of whales echoing off the walls, under alternating pink and purple lights, with water shooting him square in the chest. Damn hard, too. Why the hell would anyone want that sort of water pressure? Eyes shut, he rubbed his chest, wondering if he was bruised. "Jace?" Crystal stage whispered. He opened one eye to find her standing in the aisle next to his seat. Her heavy-lidded eyes, too big t-shirt, zebra-striped leggings, and worn-out John Deere tractor cap might be his favorite look yet. "Crystal? You look like you pulled an all-nighter." "Didn't sleep." He opened both eyes, looking at the enlarged picture on her shirt. "Is that Clementine?" She stared down at the image and smiled. "Yeah, a fan made it for me. Isn't she the cutest?" Clementine the dog was on her back, her tongue lolling out the side of her mouth, in a blinged-out sweater that said, "Mommy's little angel." "She's something, all right," he stifled a yawn. "She's coming on the road with us?" "Of course. She's asleep in her kennel up front." She cocked her head to one side, her green gaze sweeping over his face. "Why didn't you sleep? Eat too much pie?" He liked her like this best, teasing, smiling, not tense. "Is that a thing? I'm pretty sure it's not." She laughed. "Well, I hate to do this, but you're in my seat." He tipped his cap back. "We have seats?" "Not officially," she shrugged, "but I always sit back here. It's quiet. You go up there and you'll be forced to listen to Travis. He snores like a freight train. I pity his wife, if he ever stops screwing around and finds someone willing to take him on." "Great," he yawned, shrugging. "Guess it's a good thing I can sleep through practically anything." "Or you could just ask," she said. "Ask?" he repeated, gathering his jacket and well-worn duffel bag. "You're going to have to learn to stop being so agreeable, Jace. You're going to get eaten alive." With a sigh, she flopped into the seat beside him. "Fine." "What?" He was confused. "You can stay," she yawned. "You go up there, you won't get a lick of sleep, and I don't want you falling over when we sing tonight." He wasn't about to argue. "It's not just Travis. Emmy will be on Instagram or Snapchat or doing something super productive, so you'll feel guilty for not being productive." She yawned again, her eyelids drooping as she curled up in the oversized seat. Even though it's human to need sleep, Emmy's devotion to her fans is ridiculous. But maybe that's why she's the popular one, I'm the screw-up, and Travis is the playboy. "You're not a screw-up." She was guarded, definitely, even a little detached. Considering the press she'd received in the last 18 months alone, both made sense. Survival skills were required in a hyper-competitive industry, and apparently in the King household. He hadn't spent much time with her mother, Cece King, but in that time he'd learned quite a bit, and gained a whole new level of empathy and respect for the King children, especially Crystal. Still, Crystal shifted in her seat to study him. "Thanks, random reality TV winner guy who's known me for like 5 minutes. "You're welcome," he chuckled. She rolled her eyes. "Sarcasm. Something else you'll need to acquaint yourself with?" "Lucky to have your help on that." He rolled his jacket back up and closed his eyes as he rested his head. "We have pillows." "I'm good," he yawned, vaguely aware that the plane was taxiing down the runway. "So, I'm a good judge of character." The dismissive snort laugh she made had him opening both eyes. "I'm not so sure about that. Don't you read the newspaper, or watch the news, or listen to the radio? If you did, you'd know all the mean and selfish and horrible things I've done." She was studying him again. "I am a bad person. You've been warned." What was she looking for? He waited, searching for the right words, because right now he needed to be damn careful. "You know that game where you go around the circle, whispering the secret to the person next to you, and they whisper to the person next to them, and on around until that last person says the secret out loud?" She nodded. "Telephone?" "Yeah, that's it. Telephone. Every person hears some of it and fills in the rest. But by the time it comes out, some words have changed. some so much that it doesn't resemble what it started out as. Hell, it might be unrecognizable, but definitely misunderstood, or out of context. I think it's more like that. Maybe simplifying it a bit, but you get what I mean. He held his breath, watching her. I get what you mean. Her grin was full of mischief. But I did stomp on Mickey's foot, hard, made him bleed and ruined his boots, and she didn't feel an ounce of remorse over it, he could tell. I'm betting he deserved it, he shrugged, and that he loved the attention he got out of it. And he got plenty of attention. She lowered her voice, almost mumbling. Her gaze slipped from his. Did anyone see him stick his hand under my skirt? No. Did anyone hear what he said to me? Red seeped into her cheeks. Of course not. Anger clocked him right in the throat, squeezing tight enough to make breathing a chore. What? He'd had the chance to punch the son of a bitch square in the jaw, to lay him out cold in that damn parking lot that night. He should have. Hell, he wasn't opposed to doing just that the next time he came face to face with that bastard. Why not tell someone? Her jaw ticked, her smile going hard. No one listens, Jace, especially when it's something they don't want to hear. She closed her eyes and slumped back against the seat. Try as he might, he couldn't relax, and from her white-knuckled, clenched fist, she wasn't asleep either. Who the hell wouldn't listen to that? To her? It's not like she wasn't surrounded by people almost every second of every day. Surely one of them would believe her. Everyone needed someone, a person they could rely on. He had his sister Heather. Heather had him. He'd be damned if he ever turned his back on her, no matter what. Crystal? He said. Don't. Her green eyes popped open, cutting him off. Don't you dare start feeling sorry for me. She shot him a look. He held his hands up in mock surrender. What he was feeling at that moment had nothing to do with pity. Pissed off, no doubt. Frustrated, too. And fiercely protective. Of Crystal? Well, hell, she wouldn't thank him for that. Not one little bit. Well, thank you guys for letting me read to you. I hope you enjoyed it. JACE is out now on all major distributors, and it's also an audiobook through Dreamscape. So here's a cover again. Isn't it pretty? I'm going to be hanging around to answer any questions you have, so just leave those questions in the comments, and I'm going to hang out and visit with you. Okay, thanks, y'all. Stay safe.